Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam to all.
Hare Krishna.
Let us start. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for our CC afternoon session. We are on the Madhya Lila chapter number 17 and we have completed 128 shlokas. So today we are going to start from shloka number 129. So before that, can we do a quick revision of where we are exactly? Okay, so at the beginning of the chapter, we read that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a desire. In the previous chapters we have seen that he had a desire, longing desire to go to Vrindavan, but every time he decided to go, all the devotees, they were finding out some or the other way to stop him because they did not want to lose his association. See, they always wanted to be with him, so somehow or the other they were delaying his travel, but at last they couldn't stop him anymore, and now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to leave. So one question, which was the day, if anybody remembers, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started for Vrindavan? Yes, anybody remembers the day on which he started? These are the milestones of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So some of these points you should always remember. So he started on the day of Vijayadashmi, Dashera. So now very soon Dashera again it is coming. So that was the day when he started for Vrindavan. So first, before starting, he discussed that he wanted to go to Vrindavan, and he first took the permission of his devotees. So that point, Mataji must have told you that yes, how important it is. You know, even the Lord, when he wants to perform some activity, he is taking permission of the devotees. That means by the mercy of the devotees only we can make any of a spiritual progress. So that is why always we should seek for the mercy of the devotees before performing any spiritual activity. Even before going for any dham, darshans and all, we should take the permission of the senior devotees who are the pure devotees of the Lord, and then we should do any of our spiritual activities. So yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the permission of he talked with Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami. And he said, I want to go alone. I will not take anybody with him. So does anybody know why he said that he doesn't want to take anybody with him? What was the reason? Yes, anybody knows? He said, I will not take anybody with me. I will go all alone. Because he had a bad experience during the South India tour. When he had went to South India, we know that his name was Chota Haridas. Yeah, so because he got entangled into some Bhattaharis, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to bring him back, had to relieve him from those clutches of those people, and he was attracted to the ladies in that group, and therefore it was his fall down. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brings him back with him to Jagannath Puri, and after that he discards him. He said, I don't want this person all around me. So he had a very bad experience during his South India tour. So that's why now this time he did not want any of the people to accompany him. But then Swarup Damodar Goswami says, no, you cannot travel alone. You will have your own some luggage. Your kamandalu will be there, your water will be there, some two set of clothes will be there. So somebody should be there to carry those things for you. And because this is a long journey, somebody should be there to cook for you. So but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I will not take anybody of you. You are my very close associates. If I take somebody from you along with me, others will get offended. They will feel that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has done, in our language, we can say it's a partiality. He took this devotee and did not take us. He did not consider us. So I don't want mutual conflict between the devotees. So I will not take anybody of you with me. So I want a new person. But how should be that new person? He should be very sincere. No, he should be very snigdha. He says he should be snigdha, like the ghee. He should be very soft-hearted, and he should be completely devoted to me. So some person who is very sincere, very soft-hearted, he's a new person. He's not a very mature devotee, and he is attracted to me. He is having faith in me. He is completely, dependent on me. So that, like that type of person, I will take with him. And immediately, Swarup Damodar says the name of Balabhadra Bhattacharya. So two people accompany Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Balabhadra Bhattacharya, and one more servant to carry all these things with him, to assist Balabhadra Bhattacharya for the seva. And then all the discussions about the Jharkhanda forest, how he interacts with the different animals, the wild animals. He makes everybody dance in the bliss. Even the animals are taking Hari's name. Everybody is saying Hari, Hari, Krishna, Krishna, and everybody is joyfully dancing along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Also, he made wherever he went, whichever people came in contact with him, everybody became devotees. And then in the last session, we saw how he reached. Where does he reach? Now, where is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu currently? What are we reading now? Does anybody remember? Which place is he staying now?
Kashi Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. So he's staying in Kashi, Varanasi. And there he meets, whom does he meet there? Whom does he meet there? He's staying with whom? At whose house? We should be very careful and attentive when we are reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. There are so many characters coming, and that is why we should remember, try to at least remember, recollect things. So he is staying with, actually I also it skipped out of my mind. Yes, somebody can tell? Mishra. Who is that? Tapan Mishra. He's staying at the house.
Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar.
And Chandrasekhar Acharya. So those both are friends. So they both are serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Tapan Mishra's son. Who is Tapan Mishra's son? Very eminent personality.
Raghunath Das.
Raghunath Bhatta.
Raghunath Das Bhatta.
No, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. There are two Raghunath Goswamis in our Shad Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami and Raghunath Bhatta.
Yes, Mataji.
So this is Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, who is the son of Tapan Mishra. And he also gets the service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying in his house, and later he becomes one of the 6 Shad Goswamis, the very important disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. So then we saw that after he is reached Kashi, he's always happy, singing, dancing, glorifying the Lord. So there is one Brahmana who is very attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he says there is one Mayavadi sannyasi in Kashi that time. Who is that? Who is that? Prakashananda Saraswati. So this Vipra, yes. So this Brahmana goes to Prakashananda Saraswati and glorifies Lord Chaitanya. He tells him what is the beauty of Lord Chaitanya, external beauty of Lord Chaitanya, how tall he is, how handsome he is. He says his body is like golden luster, his golden complexion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a golden complexion, and he glorifies. And also he says internal qualities also he glorifies. How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi, how every now and then he's taking the name of Krishna's name, and he's spreading the devotional service in the name of Krishna in all the people of Kashi. So this Prakashananda Saraswati is not very attracted by what this Vipra or this Brahmana is telling, and he actually ignores him and he tries to make fun of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so that was the point where now this Brahmana has reached again back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he is telling what experience he had with Prakashananda Saraswati. So let us read just one minute, yeah. I will just share the screen. Okay, so we have completed till 128, but we will read from 126. Okay, so in 126, he tells how Prakashananda Saraswati, when the Brahmana tells him about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, I know Chaitanya. So he says, he took your name 3 times. He says, Tomara dosha kahite kare namera uchchar. Dosha kahite, with fault he is taking your name. Chaitanya Chaitanya kari kahe, tina bar. 3 times Prakashananda Saraswati says, Chaitanya, 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 he took your name. But what is the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sri Krishna Chaitanya. That is the name, but he does not say Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He says Chaitanya, Chaitanya, Chaitanya 3 times. And then this Vipra, he tells Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Tina Bara Krishna Rama Naila Tara Mukhe. He did not take Krishna's name. 3 times he said Chaitanya, but he couldn't say Krishna Chaitanya. He said only Chaitanya. He did not take Krishna's name. Okay. Avagyatet Namalaya Shuni Pai Dukha. And hearing this, how he is faultily taking your name. He is not taking Krishna's name. I became very aggrieved. I became very unhappy. And then he tells in the last shloka, previous shloka, which was the last shloka for yesterday's session, Friday's session, he says, Ihara karana mora kaha kripa kari, toma dekhi mukha more, bole Krishna Hari. Why could Prakashananda not utter the name Krishna and Hari? He chanted the name Chaitanya thrice. As far as I am concerned, simply by seeing you, I am moved to chant the holy names Krishna and Hari. So he says, it was so simple. For me, it is very simple. As soon as I saw you, I started saying Krishna, Krishna, Hari, Hari. Okay, out of nowhere, means even if there is no intention, still only by looking at you and saying the names of Krishna. But why? Oh, please, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, tell me what is the reason? Why could this brahmachari or this sannyasi, who is such a great sannyasi, he couldn't utter the name of Krishna. He couldn't take the name of Krishna. Why was he not able to take Krishna's name? That is his question. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to answer his question. So let us start reading from here. Dear devotees, please raise your hands in big numbers. We are 13 participants here. I would like to hear from everybody of you. As we said, see now, Krishna's name is so beautiful. Krishna's name having so much potency. Now we are going to listen or hear it from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, the glories of Krishna's name. So if we ourselves are not able to take Krishna's name with our mouth, there will be no difference between Prakashananda Saraswati type people and people like us. So let us take a little bit effort. Let us try to read the Chaitanya Charitamrita so that we can also by we are so much, we are not pure devotees. We make so much mistakes. We make so much offenses. So if we and could be able to take the name of Krishna, at least some of our sins, some of our aparadhs will get reduced. Some mercy we will get from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and from Krishna. So let us try to read each and every one of us. Please raise your hands in sequence so that we can read it one by one. The text number 129. Shobha Mataji, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Hari Bol. Prabhu kahe Mayavati, Krishna aparadhi, Brahma Atma Chaitanya kahe Niravadhi. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, the Mayavati impersonalists are great offenders unto Lord Krishna. Therefore, they simply utter the word Brahman, Atma and Chaitanya. Haribol, thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, so the Mayavadis, these impersonalists, what is the meaning of impersonalists? They do not believe the personal form of Krishna. They do not believe in the two-handed form of Krishna. They do not believe in the four-handed form of Vishnu. They don't believe that Krishna has a form. Okay, what do they think? Krishna is some sort of bright light, Brahman. They say Brahman. What is Brahman? They say it's just a bright light in the sky. That is Lord. And who are we? We are just part of those Brahman. We got somehow broken from that Brahma Jyoti and we fell down in this material world, and that is how we got our own existence. But otherwise, we are also part of the Brahman. So that big Brahman, just like a dough of atta, flour, wheat flour. If you make a dough of wheat flour and you take one part of wheat flour, that is the existence. So that big dough of wheat flour is a Brahman or Brahma Jyoti. And what are we? We are that one small laddu which we take out from that to make chapati. So that small part of that big dough is our existence. That is what they feel. And when at the time of death, what should happen? Our devotion should be so much that this laddu will again get connected with the big dough and it will get mixed with the big dough, so that there is no difference between. So if you connect that little atta ka dough, wheat flour dough, with the bigger atta, what will happen? It will completely get mixed, right? And you will not be able to find out which was the original, which is the separated part. Everything will get merged into each other. That is the concept of the Mayavadi. So what do they think? Krishna doesn't have a form. There is no form of the Lord. There is no Krishna at all. There is only Brahma Jyoti, and we have to go back. You have to merge into that Brahma Jyoti, and that is the final destination. Therefore, they do not believe in the two-handed forms. Therefore, they cannot, because they are doing so much aparadhs. They are doing so much this thing, Vaishnava aparadh and Krishna aparadh and Nam aparadh, that they cannot, by their mouth, Krishna doesn't allow them to utter his name at all. Okay, so that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying the Mayavadi impersonalists are offenders of Lord Krishna. And because they are the offenders of Lord Krishna, they are not able to take the name of Krishna. They can what do this, and what is there always in their mind? Brahman, Atma, Chaitanya. That is what is there in their mind. And therefore, only they can talk that much. And they are afraid of taking Krishna's name by their mouth. Okay, let us go ahead. Next. Parvati Mataji, and after that, Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Mataji.
Atta eva tara mukhe na aisa Krishna nama Krishna Swarupa Dvaita Samana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Because they are offenders unto Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is identical with his holy name, the holy name Krishna does not manifest in their mouths. Thank you, Mataji.
Because they are offenders of Krishna, Krishna does not appear on their lips, on their tongue. You know, whenever we take Krishna's name, whenever, intentionally, unintentionally, knowingly, unknowingly, if you are a devotee, if you are having faith in Krishna, if we know that Krishna and Krishna's name are non-different, what will happen? Every time we say Krishna, whenever tongue vibrates inside our mouth, Krishna, what happens? Krishna comes on the tongue, appears on the tongue, and he dances on the tongue. He is very happy and he jubilantly dances on our tongue. So the more we take Krishna's name, the more Krishna dances, the more happy he becomes. But here, these Mayavadi sannyasis, they don't believe in Krishna. They offend the Krishna. They will, they will even make fun of Krishna's name. They will make fun of the devotees of Krishna. So that is why Krishna is not happy, and therefore he does not manifest in their mouth. He does not stand on the tongue, and he does not take care of the, he does not become jubilant and dance on the tongue of those type of people. That is what it is. Yes, Mataji, next.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes.
Nama vigraha swarupa tina eka rupa tine beda nahi tina chid ananda rupa. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Swami Prabhupada ji said, the Lord's holy names, his form and his personality are all one and the same. There is no difference between them. Since all of them are absolute, they are all transcendentally blissful. Hare Krishna Mataji, thanks to the Lord.
Thank you, Mataji. So the Krishna's name, his form, his activities, his complete personality, everything is non-different. So whether the Krishna himself appears in front of you or whether his name appears through your mouth, both have the same potency, both have the same effect. That is why we are stressing so much. We cannot, Krishna always cannot come in front of us because we are not that pure, right? So what can we do? How can Krishna manifest in front of us? Just by taking his names. That is what now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is telling this Vipra, this Brahmana, that Krishna's Nama, Vigraha, Rupa, all are Eka Rupa. There is no difference between his name, his Swarup, individual Swarup, and his Murti also, and his deity also, in the Vigraha also. Okay. So when we worship the Vigraha in the temple, it has the same effect. When we take Krishna's name, it has the same effect. When we hear Krishna's activities, it has the same effect. So what is the simplest? Just take Krishna's name. You don't have to take any other efforts. You have to just sit and chant Krishna's name, and Krishna is there for you always. Okay, next. Bhuvana Mataji. Let us all wish Bhuvana Mataji a very happy birthday. Today is her birthday. May Krishna bless you. May Krishna give you a very long, healthy, and a spiritual life. You are already doing so much services, Mataji. May you always do more and more services. May Krishna give you completely his mercy and make you always blissful. Thank you so much for all the services, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. It's all Vaishnava Prathanas and Pranams and their blessings. It really means a lot. Thank you so much to all the devotees, Mataji.
Please read, Mataji. Yes.
Yes, Mataji. Deha dehira nama nami re Krishna nahi beda jivera dharma nama deha swarupa vibedha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There is no difference between Krishna's body and himself or between his name and himself. But as far as the conditioned soul is concerned, one's name is different from one's body, from one's original form and so on. Thank you, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Yeah, so we say, no, what is my name? I'm Sitaran. At least this is my spiritual name given by my Guru Maharaj. Otherwise, what is my name is Sonali. Her name is Bhuvana Mataji, Shobha Mataji. So what is his names? What are these names? These are the karmi names. Means these are just a name given to identify our body. But that is different. That has no meaning. One's name is different from the body, right? This body and Sonali, these are two different entities, right? But Krishna's name and Krishna's body is not different. Our body and our names are different. But when you say Krishna, it is same as the Krishna's body, because Krishna's body is not material. Krishna's body is completely spiritual. That is why it is not different. Our body is material. It is not spiritual. That is why it is different from our name. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling. Mataji, please read the first paragraph. It is big, but yes, there are many paragraphs today. There are many wonderful purpose. So we will try to read as much as possible.
Okay, Mataji, thank you. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is herein pointing out to Brahmana that Mayavadi philosopher cannot understand that the living entity is equal in quality with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because they do not accept this. They think that the living entity has been falsely divided from the original Brahman due to being conditioned by Maya. Mayavadis believe that the absolute truth is ultimately impersonal. When an incarnation of God or God himself comes, they think he is covered by Maya. In other words, Mayavadi impersonalists think that the Lord's form is also a product of this material world. Due to a poor fund of knowledge, they cannot understand that Krishna has nobody separate from himself. His body and himself are both the same absolute truth. Not having perfect knowledge of Krishna, such impersonalists certainly commit offense at his lotus feet. Therefore, they do not utter Krishna, the original name of the absolute truth. In their impersonal way, they utter the name of impersonal Brahman, spirit soul. In other words, they indulge in indirect indications of the absolute truth. Even if they happen to utter the names Govinda, Krishna, or Madhava, they still cannot understand that these names are as good as Govinda, Krishna, or Madhava, the person, because they are ultimately impersonalist. Their uttering of the personal name has no potency. Actually, they do not believe in Krishna, but consider all these names to be material vibration. Not being able to appreciate the holy name of the Lord, they simply utter indirect names like Brahman, Atma, and Chaitanya. Haribol, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, so Prabhupada has explained it very well. So I don't think any more discussions are needed for this. So because they do not consider Krishna as a form, a body, a spiritual body, they cannot relate a name to him. That is what Prabhupada is trying to tell over here. Next, Shubha Mataji, can you read the next paragraph, please?
Haribol Mataji, translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It is a fact, however, that the name of Krishna and Krishna the person are both spiritual. Everything about Krishna is transcendental, blissful, and objective. For a conditioned soul, the body is different from the soul, and the name given by the Father is also different from the soul. The conditional
Mataji, little slow, Mataji, because everybody cannot go so fast.
Yeah.
A little louder also, Mataji, not audible clearly.
Haribol, sorry, Mataji. The conditioned living entity's identification with material objects keeps him from attaining his actual position. Although he is an eternal servant of Krishna, he acts differently. The Swarupa or actual identification of the living entity is described by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Jivera Swarupa Haya Krishnera Nityadasa. The conditioned soul has forgotten the real activities of his original position. However, this is not the case with Krishna. Krishna's name and his person are identical. There is no such thing as Maya. Krishna becomes Krishna is not a product of material creation. There is no difference between Krishna's body and his soul. Krishna is simultaneously both soul and the body. The distinction between body and soul applies to conditioned souls. The body of the conditioned souls is different from the soul. The conditioned soul's name is different from his body. One may be named Mr. John, but if we call for Mr. John may never actually appear. However, if we utter the holy name of Krishna, Krishna is immediately present on our tongue. In the Padma Purana, Krishna says, Mad Bhakta Yatra Ghayanti Tatra Tishtami Narada. O Narada, I am present wherever my devotees are chanting. When the devotees chant the holy name of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Lord Krishna is immediately present. Haribol Mataji.
Haribol. Yes, so in Padma Purana, Krishna tells Narad Muni that Mad Bhaktya Yatra Gayanti, wherever my devotees are taking my name, Tatra Tishtami Narada, there and then I appear on their tongue. I appear wherever my name is taken. Okay, so that is the beauty of Krishna's name. So therefore, we should always be chanting Krishna's name. Yes, Uma Mataji, you may read 133. This is the shloka from Padma Puran. This Sanskrit shloka, Mataji, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukto Abhinvatvam Nama Namino.
Yes, Mataji. One more, somebody can read. 3 people will read, then Uma Mataji can read the translation.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yes. Anybody? Yes, Mataji, please read.
No, shall I read translation?
No. The shloka only. This shloka is very important for us from our point of view, Mataji. That's why.
Radhika, Mataji, can I go for it? Hare Krishna, the sloka.
Yeah, yes, please, Mataji.
Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suttho Nitya Mukto Binnatvan Nama Naminoha. Sorry, Mataji.
Abhinnatvam.
I had a doubt whether I should bring A or not.
Yeah, Abhinnat.
Sure,
You can
sure.
write.
Abhinnatvan Nama Naminoha. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I read Mataji?
Yes,
Can
yes.
I write?
Please read.
Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purana Suddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvan Nama Namino. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you so much. Uma Mataji, read the translation, then we'll little bit discuss on that.
Okay. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. The holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benedictions, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete and it is the form of all transcendental mellows. It is not a material name under any condition, and it is no less powerful than Krishna himself. Since Krishna's name is not contaminated by the material qualities, there is no question of its being involved with Maya. Krishna's name is always liberated and spiritual. It is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. This is because the name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So, I would request those who don't know this shloka, those who don't remember it, please learn this shloka and try to remember the shloka along with the translation. Means not learn the translation, but understand the shloka and remember. This is a very important shloka. It gives us the proof that Krishna and it tells us how Krishna and Krishna's name are non-different. So even when we are taking Krishna's name, that is sufficient. Chanting Krishna's name is sufficient. We need not do any other activity. It is not necessary. But we are not that much pure that every now and then we can chant. Yeah, after 2 hours or after even 1 hour or after even 15 minutes, we feel sleepy. We cannot, 24 hours cannot take the name. Therefore, we have to engage ourselves in different activities. Otherwise, if a person is able to take Krishna's name 24/7, he need not do any other spiritual activity. He need not do deity worship. He need not go to the temple and take darshan. He can sit in one place and just chant Krishna's name completely with his full, with devotion. With full faith and with full devotion, that is also sufficient. So what is this? What is this shloka does it tell? Nama Chintamani Krishna. Krishna's name is like a Chintamani stone. What does a Chintamani stone do? Yeah, it fulfills all the desires. So whatever spiritual desires you have, Krishna's name is sufficient to fulfill all your spiritual desires, just like a Chintamani stone. So this Krishna's name is like a Chintamani stone. So we don't need to go and search for this stone anywhere. Everybody has it because everybody is able to chant Krishna's name. So this Krishna's name, this stone is always with us. This Chintamani stone is always in our hand, in our mouth, on our lips. But we need to use it. How to use it? By just chanting Krishna's name. How is that? Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. That means this Chaitanya means happiness. All the rasas, it is full of the rasas. It is a vigraha of all the rasas, mellows. All the happiness, all the bliss, all the love, everything is coming, or we can experience all these emotions only by chanting Krishna's name. Yes, just now, sometimes we get to hear the examples like if we try to chant Coca-Cola, 1 round of Coca-Cola, how much you can chant Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola? You cannot chant. It will not give you any pleasure. It will not give you any bliss. But Krishna's name, any number of times you can. Please mute yourselves. Please mute. Somebody is not mute. So Krishna's name is sufficient. Krishna's name is enough for us to, it is complete and therefore it is always blissful. I'll just mute just one. Okay. Bhuvana Mataji, I'm making you co-host. Please take care if somebody is mute. Unmute, sorry. Okay. Yeah. So Krishna's name is Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. It gives us immense pleasure. It is the abode of all the pleasure. It is how it is. Krishna's name, it is Purna. It is complete. It doesn't have any insufficient ingredients in that. Krishna's name is complete. It does not require anything else. So only Krishna. See, simple 2.5 words. Krishna. Krishna. That is more than sufficient. It is Shuddha, very pure. There you cannot find any contamination in Krishna's name. And Nitya, it is always there. It is always, that means it is never happened that just now this name has manifested. No, it is there from time immemorial. That means it is eternal. So it is Nitya. Mukto, it is liberated. It will give liberation. It is so much liberated that it is not attached to anything. So when you chant Krishna's name, you also will become liberated. See, so many characteristics are there for just in the name of Krishna. Abhinnatvam. Sorry, Nama, Naminaha. The name and the person who has that name, these two are Abhinnatvam. There is no difference between them. That means the Krishna as name, Krishna as person, both are one and the same. Both have the same potency. So if you see Krishna in person or you take Krishna's name in with your mouth, it is one and the same. So this shloka, please note down Madhya Lila chapter 17, text number 133. If you don't find it anywhere, just open Chaitanya Charitamrita, find the shloka, and please try to learn the shlokas, Mataji. Okay, a very humble request to you. Okay, let us go ahead. 134. Whose turn is it now? Swati Mataji and then Navakishwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Atayeva Krishnera Nama Deha Vilasa Prakrutendriya Grahya Nahi Haya Prakasha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The holy name of Krishna, his body and his pastimes cannot be understood by the blunt material senses. They are manifested independently. Can I read Prabhupada purport, Mataji?
Yeah, you can read that.
Since Krishna's transcendental body, name, form, qualities, pastimes, and entourage are all the absolute truth, they are as good as Krishna himself, Satchidananda Vigraha. As long as the living entity is conditioned by the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the objects of his material senses, material form, taste, smell, sound, and touch, will not help him understand spiritual knowledge and bliss. Rather, these are revealed to the pure devotee. One's material name, form, and qualities are certainly different from one another. In the material world, there is no conception of absolute. However, when we come to Krishna consciousness, we find that there is no material difference between Krishna body and his names, activities, and entourage. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you, Dandavat.
So the same point is explained here, but the main thing is that only with the material senses you cannot experience this bliss, what is given in the earlier shloka regarding the Krishna's name. A person who doesn't have that love for Krishna, a person who does not have faith in Krishna, if they take Krishna's name n number of times, like the Danavas, like the Asuras, if they take Krishna's name, Krishna, 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 like Kamsa, every now and then he was taking Krishna's name, but he was not getting the bliss of taking Krishna's name. He was taking Krishna's name in fear. He was not having love for Krishna. So Krishna did not appear on his tongue. Krishna did not appear in front of him to bless him, to give him his mercy. No, not in that way. Okay. But for devotees, when even for one time they take Krishna's name, Krishna immediately appears for them. Next. Now Kishori Mataji, please read.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji Dandavat Pranam. Krishna Guna, Krishna Lila Vrindaha, Krishna Raswarupa Sama, Sabha Chidananda. Krishna's holy name. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna's holy name, transcendental qualities and transcendental pastimes are all equal to Lord Shri Krishna himself. They are all spiritual and full of bliss. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. One more important shloka. Any more devotees? Swati Mataji, Shobha Mataji, you have read already. Parameshwari Mataji, you can read. If nobody, then we'll come back to you, Mataji. Please raise your hands, devotees. I want everybody to read. I cannot see everybody from here. Yes, Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Adakshi Krishna Namadi na bhavade kranayam indriyaha.
You can read it like this, Mataji. Ata Sri Krishna Namadi na bhave grayam indriyai.
Okay, Mataji. Adakshi Krishna Namadina Bhavat Grahayam Indrayahi Swamukhehi Jiva.
Sevon Mukhehi Jivado. Please repeat.
Okay, Sevon Mukhehi Jivado.
Swayam Eva Spuratyada.
Swayam Eva Spradyadaha.
Spurati Adaha. Okay. You can read the translation. Translation, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form qualities and pastimes when conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his Chanku to chant the Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of the Lord's food. The Chanku is purified and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. This verse is recorded in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami. Okay, so only by material senses you cannot get the devotion for Lord Krishna's name. First, you need to render service. You should have faith. Your all the indriyas, all the senses should be purified by taking his name, by utilizing in the service of Krishna. Right? All the senses, when you utilize for the service of Krishna, then that Krishna will manifest in front of you, even though in the name of Lord Krishna. Yes, next. Krishnamurti Prabhuji, and after that Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Brahmananda haite Purnananda Lila Rasa Brahma Gnani Akarshiya Kare Atma Vasha. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The mellows of Lord Krishna's pastimes, which are full of bliss, attract the Gnani from the pleasure of Brahman realization and conquer him. Shall I read purport, Mataji?
Only the highlighted part you can read.
Okay. Purport by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. When one understands that he belongs not to the material world, but to the spiritual world, one is called liberated. Being situated in the spiritual world, he is certainly pleasurable. But those who realize the transcendental name, param, qualities, and pastimes of Lord Krishna enjoy transcendental bliss many times more than one who has simply realized self. When one is situated on the platform of self-realization, he can certainly be easily attracted by Krishna and become a servant of the Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, so when one realizes the self, when one realizes who am I and who is Krishna, how I am related to Krishna, then it becomes easy for him to engage his senses in the spiritual activities. And once the senses are engaged in the spiritual activities, then that bhava will come by chanting the names of Krishna, and then Krishna will come in form in front of that particular devotee. I will read this. It is only on the bhakti platform. If you are doing bhakti, then only that one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and his transcendental name, form, qualities, pastimes, entourage, everything. Only these all can be understood only if you are performing devotional service. Okay. Being thus qualified spiritually, one is allowed to enter the spiritual kingdom of God and return home back to Godhead. Okay. Next, Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. This is Sanskrit, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Svasukha nibrita chetas tadva vyudastanya bhavo api ajita ruchira.
Yes, yes.
Lila Lila Krishna Saras Sadayam Vayu Vyatanuta Kripaya Satvadipam Puranam Tam Akira Vrijina Gnanam Vyasa Sunam Natotmi.
Translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the son of Vyasadeva, Sukadeva Goswami. It is he who defeats all inauspicious things within this universe. Although in the beginning he was absorbed in the happiness of Brahman realization and was living in a secluded place, giving up all other types of consciousness, he became attracted by the most melodious pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. He therefore mercifully spoke the supreme Purana known as Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the bright light of absolute and which describes the activities of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you, Dhanavati.
So even when Shukadeva Goswami was initially, he was staying in a lonely place, just meditating on the Brahman. Okay, but once he heard the glories of Krishna through two devotees were discussing Krishna's pastime very happily. And Shukadeva Goswami heard those pastimes, and as soon as he heard those pastimes, those bhava, the prema, that feelings for Krishna came into his mind. Okay, and then he became the devotee of Krishna, so much so that afterwards he completely narrated Srimad Bhagavatam to into Parikshit Maharaj. So that is the transformation that happens for the devotees. That means even if a person is an impersonalist, if he hears Krishna's names, if he hears Krishna's glories, he can also become a devotee of Lord Krishna. Okay. Yes. Next, Shobha Mataji, you can read.
Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Text 139, right?
Yes.
Brahmananda Haite Purananda Krishna Guna Atayeva Akrashaye Atma Rame Ramana. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The transcendental quality of Sri Krishna are completely blissful and relishable. Consequently, Lord Krishna's qualities attract even the minds of self-realized persons from the bliss of self-realization. Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
So even those who are Atmaram, they are completely engrossed in the self. They completely meditate on the Paramatma feature of the Lord. First he told about the Mayavadis. Then now he is telling about the transcendentalists who are completely absorbed, you can say yogis, Ashtanga yogis. So those who are always meditating on the Paramatma feature of the Lord. So he told about Brahman, then he's telling about Paramatma. So even those people who are meditating on the Paramatma feature of the Lord, once they hear the qualities of Krishna, when they hear the glories of Krishna, when they hear the pastimes of Krishna, again their heart can also be transformed, and Krishna's quality will attract them more than what they are getting attracted by the this Paramatma feature of the Lord. So they can also become devotees. Okay, in that way. Yes. Next is, did I tell somebody? Okay, Radhika Mataji, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
140.
Atma Ramascha Muneyo Nirgrantapi Urukrami Kurvantake Kurvantahaitu Kim Bhaktim Itam Bhutha Guno Hari. Hare Krishna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Those who are self-satisfied and unattracted by the external material desires are also attracted to the loving service of Sri Krishna, whose qualities are transcendental and whose activities are wonderful. Hari, the personality of Godhead, is called Krishna because he has such transcendental attractive features. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
so
this verse is also related to the Atmaram person who is completely attracted by the Paramatma feature of the Lord. They also get attracted to the activities of the Lord when only by doing Shravanam, by hearing. So see how important it is to do Shravanam. Yes, Swati Mataji, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yehi sabe rahu Krishna charana sambandhe Atma ramera mana hare tulasira gandhe Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Apart from the pastimes of Lord Krishna, when tulsi leaves are offered at the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, even the aroma of the leaves attracts the minds of self-realized persons. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Before we read ahead, just somebody remember who got attracted by the aroma of the tulsi leaves, aroma of the Krishna's body, and they yes. So we are just going to read about that also in the next few verses. So yes, so even the aroma of the tulsi leaves offered to the Lord, they can also transform people. Even the Mayavadis, even the impersonalists, even the Atmaramas people, everybody can get attracted by just smelling. So Shravanam is there, hearing is there, touch is there. Any sense, when it comes in contact with Krishna, any of the senses, immediately the transformation happens. Therefore, whenever we get the opportunity to have tulsi, offered tulsi of the Lord, just take it. Yeah, in the temple we just sometimes hastily keep it in the purse. No, use it. Smell it. Put the flowers in your hair. That smell will always go on coming. You should always have that feeling for Krishna. Then that gives the effect. Okay. So, and see the beauty of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Whenever some point is mentioned, and wherever possible, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami immediately gives the proof through some of the scriptures. So in the past few verses, we have seen Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling one verse, immediately Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gives the supporting verse from some scriptures, like it from Padma Puran is there, Bhagavatam is there. Now again, this next shloka is coming. Can anybody read it, or should I read this shloka?
Nobody is reading, I'll read, Mataji.
Read, please, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Tasya nayanasya padaravinda Ginjal kamishra tulasi makaranda vayu Antargata swavivarena chakkara tesham Sankshobamam Sankshobhamakshara Jushamapi chitta tanvoha. Hare Krishna.
Please read the translation. Translation.
Translation, I'll read, or somebody wants to read?
No, read, Mataji. They'll read the next one.
Okay. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. When the breeze carrying the aroma of tulsi leaves and saffron from the lotus feet of the lotus-eyed personality of Godhead enter the nostrils into the hearts of those sages, the Kumaras, they experience a change in both body and mind, even though they were attached to the impersonal Brahman understanding. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So we have already gone through the story of the Kumaras. We know the history of how they became the devotees of Lord Krishna. So Prabhupada has given that story in short. So we'll not read that story part of the thing. We'll just read what is important, takeaway point from this shloka or from this event. So I'll read it. Those who are actually on the platform of Brahman realization and who have not offended the lotus feet of Krishna. If you are at the level of Brahman realization, but if you are offending, just like Prakashananda Saraswati, what he was doing, he was a very elevated sannyasi in Mayavad philosophy. He was reading Vedanta, he was following, he was preaching, he was doing everything. But he was offending Krishna. But he was offending Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he will never get the benefit of that. Right? This is about those people just like the Chatush Kumaras. They were also Mayavadis, but they never offended the Lord. First time, as soon as they got the beauty, the smell of the tulsi leaves of the lotus feet, immediately transformation happened, right? So what Prabhupada is telling you, that those who are actually on the platform of Brahman realization and who have not offended the lotus feet of Krishna can immediately become Vaishnavas simply by smelling the aroma of Lord's lotus feet. But those who are offenders or demons are never attracted to the Lord's personal feature, even though they may visit the Lord's temple many times. Offendingly, by jokingly, these people will go on saying Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. What you are saying, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. They will laugh, they will joke, they will not get the benefit of the name. Agyata Sukruti is there, little bit, some 0.005% Sukruti will be there, but they will not get the mercy of the Lord. They will not get transformed to the devotee as a devotee of the Lord. One last shloka for today we'll take, and then we'll stop. Actually, I wanted to finish. Okay, if I take 5 minutes more, is it okay?
Yes,
Mother.
Mother.
145. After 145, we'll please read. I think Arun Gupta Prabhu, you can read.
Hare
May I
Krishna.
read?
Next sloka you can read, Mataji.
Okay, sure, Mother.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. अतएव कृष्ण नाम ना ऐसे तारा मुखे मायावादी गण याते महाबहिर्मुखे. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Because the Mayavadis are great offenders and atheistic philosophers, the holy name of Krishna does not come from their mouths. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah. Because they are offenders, Krishna's name will never come. Again, some explanation is there. 144. Yes, Mataji, you can read this. Who was that? Now, Kishori Mataji, you wanted to read? Okay. Kishori Chitra Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. 144.
Yes.
Bhavakali visateyami ailana kasipure grahake nahina vikaya lana ya beghare. Translation by the Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I have come here to sell my emotional, ecstatic sentiments in this city of Kasi, but I cannot find any customers. If they are not sold, I must take them back home.
Yeah, so beautifully Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I bought a basket full of devotion to sell Krishna's name. This is such a big basket on my head. It is so heavy. I want to sell this Krishna's name as much as possible. But in your city of Kashi, it is not becoming possible because this Kashi is full of Mayavadi people. People are reading Vedanta. People are doing devotion from their point of view. They are just chanting in the impersonal way of their devotion. But my basket is full of Harinam. I want to sell this basket. And if there is no customer, unfortunately, I have to take this basket full of name back to my Jagannath Puri, which I don't want to do. And therefore, the next sloka he says, yes, let us read, then we'll say what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says here. Okay, somebody who has not read, because it's the last sloka for today. Anybody who has not yet read today, can you please read?
I was asking Mataji, but anybody who didn't read, they can.
Okay. I'll just check. Okay, Mataji, read. No mother hands.
Okay.
Now, Kishori Mataji, please.
Jalana ailana kamane ke mane lana ye yaba alpa swalpa mulya paile eita hi vechiba. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I have brought a heavy load to sell in this city to take it back again in a very difficult job. Therefore, if I get but a fraction of the price, I shall sell it here in the city of Kashi. Can I read, Mataji?
Yeah, just 1 minute, Mataji. So, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying is that, just as these fruit vendors and all, no? If at the end of the day, nobody is purchasing the fruits, they will reduce the price. Okay, not 100 rupees, give me only 80 rupees. Not 80 rupees, take it for 70 rupees. But just he wants to sell it off because there are less customers. Nobody is taking, so he's ready to sell it at the lower price. That's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also saying that I have brought this heavy load of Harinam with me, and if there are no buyers, I'm ready to reduce the price. That means, what does it mean? Can anybody tell? That Krishna Nam he wants to sell off with the reduced price also. Means what? How can we consider?
No barrier. Anyone we can give, even for the meat eaters, dog eaters. There is no restriction to anyone, no boundaries.
So whatever principles are set, no, for Shuddha Nam. Okay, if you do such and such activities, then only you will be considered as a pure devotee. If you do such and such, there is Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, Uttama Adhikari. All these things are there. And then, but now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying what? Even if you're doing some offenses while chanting, I will still give you my prema. If you just have to chant. It need not be with the pure heart. It need not be with complete surrender. It need not be with complete faith. Even offense, you're doing some offenses. Just like Mataji said, they are eating non-veg, they are doing meat eating, they are doing gambling, they are doing these things, but still you are taking Harinam. Okay, take it. I will give you complete mercy then and then also. That is how Krishna Mahaprabhu is saying. Please read the purport at home. Here one beautiful incident I want to narrate. That is why I wanted to come to this point. Here Prabhupada has also mentioned his struggle in America, right? He is saying actually we experienced this when we came to preach the Hare Krishna movement in the West. Prabhupada went to the West to preach, to give Harinam. Just he took the bundle. What did he carry with him? Only Harinam. He didn't have money also. He just carried Harinam with him and he was ready to sell it to anybody who wants to take it, just take it. So whenever there was congregational chanting, whenever Prabhupada and his devotees in some garden, on the road, they were doing Sankirtana. So many people used to come. They were offenders. They used to come, laugh, jokingly take Krishna's name. Just as the devotees are dancing, they will imitate the devotees, not with love, but just to tease them. They would imitate. And just imitatingly, they would dance like the devotees and say Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, like that. And Prabhupada used to be happy. Prabhupada used to say, these people will actually get the mercy of the Lord, not if not now, just in the near future. So even if you are taking it jokingly, even you are taking Krishna's name with offense, Prabhupada was ready to give it to him. Right, give it to them. So that is how Prabhupada, even so when Prabhupada went to first went to the West, he did not have a number of followers. He did not have anybody over there. And then later you see, because even though he mercifully gave away the name to the offenders also, so many people became devotees. So I wanted to just narrate the incidents of one devotee, Haridas Prabhu. Most of you must be knowing, he was a thief. He came to Mumbai in search of a job, but then because he did not get the job, he started stealing. And he got caught. He went to jail also because of stealing. In the jail, in one dustbin, he found one BTG. In the BTG, he saw Prabhupada's picture. On the Prabhupada's picture, he got attracted to Prabhupada. For what reason? Does anybody know? For what reason did he get attracted to Prabhupada?
Chocolate, sweet.
No, that is later. That is later. First time when he saw Prabhupada's photo on the BTG, he saw the golden watch. Somebody had gifted Prabhupada golden watch, and he was attracted. Oh, I want this watch, because he was a thief. So he wanted to steal the watch. So as soon as he got out of the jail, he just took that BTG with him. There was the address given. He searched that address. He went to that place. From there, he went to Juhu temple. From Juhu temple, he came in association with Giriraj Maharaj, where Giriraj Maharaj engaged him in service. He said, Prabhupada is coming, Prabhupada is coming. So he waited there for some days. Prabhupada didn't come. So later he said he came to know that Prabhupada is in Hyderabad. So he asked Giriraj Maharaj, please give me some money to travel. If you don't give me money to travel, I will steal again and go to Hyderabad. So Maharaj gives him the money. He goes to Hyderabad. There, as soon as he takes darshan of Prabhupada, because he was already doing service with Giriraj Maharaj in the Juhu temple. So the first time he saw Prabhupada, all his desires to steal the watch and all, everything went off. See, this is the beauty. This is the association of pure devotees. And then Prabhupada asked him, yes, why are you here? What do you want? So he very frankly, openly, truthfully, he told Prabhupada, I actually came here to steal your watch. So Prabhupada said, you want this watch? He immediately take it out. Take it, take it. If you're ready to take Harinam, take the watch and take Harinam. So he said, no, all my desires are now gone. But still Prabhupada forcibly gave him that watch. He said, no, you keep this watch with you. And he started chanting. Then he said, what are you going to do next? So he said, I have promised Giriraj Maharaj that I will come back. So he says, then you should never break a promise and you should go back. These words of Prabhupada touched his heart. He took it to his heart. I should never break my promise. So he again went back to Juhu temple, and again he was serving Maharaj. Okay, serving the devotees over there in the kitchen. One day, there were very few people in the kitchen. He came to know that there's some initiations are happening. So he was not knowing what is initiation. So he said, I want to see it. So the other devotees said, you go and come quickly because we have to cook here. Nobody is there to help me out. You just see, they go there, see for 5 minutes and come back. Don't sit there. So he goes there, he stands in a corner to see what is going on. Initiation ceremony is going on. Prabhupada looks at him. Prabhupada says, tells him, come ahead. He goes and he said, why are you not taking initiation? So he does not, he said, I don't know what is initiation, but if you want to give me initiation, give me. He thought it's just like some thing he's giving. So he said, okay, sit down. And he gave him the name. What is your name? He said, Giriraj Maharaj calls me Haridas. So, okay, your initiated name is Haridas. So he became Haridas Prabhu in that way. So without, see, that is the mercy. He was not even knowing what is initiation, what is the mercy of a guru. And Guru is so merciful that just can shower that mercy even without any completely devotional activities. Only by his intentions, Prabhupada saw something in him and we gave him initiation. So this is how mercy flows. Only just as it is said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells that I have bought this load of Harinam, I can sell it at a lower price. So Prabhupada actually implemented that. He sold Harinam in a very low price. And that is how so many people from the West became devotees. And these people, even though they got Harinam at a very lower price, they were still doing some offenses. They were not knowing how to serve a guru. They were not knowing how to do deity worship. They were not knowing how to perform Rath Yatra. You know, some devotees, they took Jagannath Ji out of altar and they took them Jagannath Ji to the seashore. Prabhupada asked, how come deities are here? They said, Prabhupada, we wanted to bring the deities for a walk on the seashore. So we brought. So they were not knowing the rules of the deities also. But Prabhupada still gave them initiations. Prabhupada still gave them a mercy. And these people later became very, very, very serious devotees of Lord Krishna. They were the people who took Prabhupada's mission seriously, spread Krishna consciousness all over the world with so many difficulties, with so many problems in their life, so many arrests. Devotees in Russia, devotees in London, they had to go through so many difficulties, but still they never took their step back. So this is the point. Prabhupada sold Harinam at a very low price, but he got full results. So we also should be very merciful to the devotees, to the newcomers in our movement. If we find new people who have just started chanting, or even people who are not yet chanting also, sometimes we do offenses. Oh, this person is like this, that person is like that. No, we have to distribute this Harinam with full mind, just as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted. With this note, we will stop for today. We have finished up to verse number 145. From tomorrow, a special class by Her Grace Purnanandini Madhavi Mataji. She's coming to our session after a long time. So please join on time. Please join in big numbers. Take full association of her. And because she's a lovely devotee with immense knowledge of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So please be on time tomorrow. Hare Krishna. If there are any questions, the forum is all yours. Otherwise, we'll stop.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Upasthit Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Right. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.